This week, 7 News has been bringing you continuing coverage of the one-year anniversary of the midair collision near Ronald Reagan National Airport. 67 lives were lost, and the NTSB released its findings this week about what likely led to the crash.
And now we're learning more about what happened between the crash and the investigation. 7 News' Rebecca Turco spoke with rescue crews about their experience.
In the aftermath of the midair collision, it was all hands on deck. Hundreds of law enforcement, fire rescue, and paramedics from across the region worked nonstop. I spoke with emergency response leaders about the challenges they faced in the hours, days, even weeks following the collision, and the lessons they took away from that tragedy.
I know when I talk about it, my voice cracks, and my therapist says that's okay.
In the years since the midair collision over the Potomac, the feelings are still raw for D.C. Fire and EMS Chief John Donnelly.
It's important to acknowledge that maybe in the moment we are responders and we put that away, but later it comes out.
These first responders prepare for worst-case scenarios. They train for mass casualty events. And Metropolitan Police Interim Chief Jeffrey Carroll says that makes a difference in an emergency.
I would say a lot of the issues that you would expect, like the radios and things like that, we'd actually worked out before.
But when those men and women face an unprecedented disaster like the one on the Potomac that night, training only goes so far.
You have to remember at that point, there hadn't been a major commercial air crash in the United States in 18 years. There's not a lot of experience with this. I responded to 9/11, but I didn't deal with the mass casualty in the same way we dealt with it here.
Rescue boats and first responders converged on the scene from across the DMV.
Saving lives, like number one thing, like let's get there, can we save people? What does it look like for me?
I thought we were going to save lives. One of the challenges initially was how many divers are we going to need? How big is the wreckage area? What are we going to do?
Divers could only stay in the water for short periods because in the middle of winter, hypothermia is a real risk.
The water was cold, it was icy, and then just the mechanics of it all, it definitely made it more challenging.
It wasn't long before the chiefs knew there'd be no survivors.
We wrote down that our first priority was to take care of the families because they became our survivors. The second priority was to support the NTSB in their investigation because that's a complex process. And then the third one was to make sure our responders had the help we needed.
So they worked to recover the 67 victims. They worked to preserve each piece of wreckage and locate the black boxes. And while they'll work the lessons learned a year ago into future trainings, Chief Donnelly hopes never to encounter another tragedy like this.
We don't want to replan this incident. This should never happen again.
In Southwest D.C., Rebecca Turco, 7 News.
Now this week, 7 News learned that the probable cause of the midair collision and the NTSB's recommendations for safety improvements. You can find all of that and our coverage this week on WJLA.com.